Hi guys, and welcome to this session of Workshop Wednesdays. This is a short tutorial for anyone building a bicycle at home, one of our kits, or is finishing off a frame. And I'm going to cover today how to fit a bottle onto your frame, so how to fit the mounts. So this is especially also for Adam that was finishing today and asked for some help on this, so I thought I'd do this video. So firstly, it's Wednesday, welcome to the midweek. Well done for making it. So I'm going to have a beer. Today I've got another Birmingham-based brewer, so it's an attic brew. And it's going to be my bamboo mug. And if you watch some of our other Workshop Wednesdays, you'll see that bamboo is very versatile and you can use it as a mug. So I'll just pour that off. So just to introduce myself, I'm James, I'm the founder of Bamboo Bicycle Club and I've been running workshops for quite a few years. So hopefully I can help you if you're building at home, and this short video might help. So I'm going to run through what tools I'm going to use for this so that you know what to get. So I've got a drill bit with a drill. So that's a 7mm drill bit with a drill. I've got these inserts and I've got a whole tray of them, and I'll just show you what they are. They're known as a rivet insert, and I like to get the stainless steel ones if you can, because the thermal expansion is better than the aluminium and they just tend to glue and bond better, and also they're very robust. And what you'll see this rivet does is it gives you a thread inside, so that allows us to mount our bottle. So you're going to need those. We're going to need a glue, so I've got ET500 if you're doing our flax kit, and you can use your DP460 if you're doing the carbon kit. And I'm going to demo this on this carbon frame here, okay, carbon and bamboo. So we've got bamboo here and carbon joins, and I've got two types of glue. For this one I'm probably going to use the ET500, but as I said, if you're building the carbon kit, you can use your DP460. So they're both epoxy resin, slightly different, but I won't go too much into that. I've got some gloves because I'm using glue, so just some regular gloves, box of gloves there, and I've just got some scrap paper and some masking tape as well. And you're going to need a pencil or a Sharpie or anything like that. So if you're just joining us, this is a session to show you how to fit a bottle onto your frame. So I'm going to show you how you drill and insert the fittings for those. So the first thing to think about are the measurements. This is why I like to have an existing bottle, because I can use this to position this anywhere on my frame. Okay, so I find this really useful. So if you haven't got an existing bottle cage, go and measure one on a frame. Otherwise, if you refer to your drawing with your frame, it's got all the measurements on there, so you can take it directly off there. The other good thing about having a bottle cage is you can just position it in the right position, so make sure it's in the centre of the frame and so on. So the first thing I'm going to do, I know I'm going to install on this down tube, so I'm going to roughly mask off, so you need some masking tape. What the masking tape will do is that when you drill the frame, it's going to protect the frame, and it's going to stop the bamboo from fraying where you've drilled, and it's also going to be really useful for you to mark on. So I'm going to roughly mark up the section of the frame where I'm going to drill, and just be quite generous with the tape, so lots and lots of tape. So if you're just joining us, this is a live workshop and I'm going to show you how to fit bottle wraps, okay? This will be available for catch up on our YouTube channel, as all our Workshop Wednesdays are on there. And this is also live on Instagram as well. So we're streaming on both platforms. Pretty high tech, I know. But hopefully it means that people that need to see it can find it. So as I said, it's Workshop Wednesday. I'm going to show you how you fit a bottle rack. Now, I've masked off the frame, and what this is going to do is give really good protection. I'm now going to take my bottle, and I want it relatively positioned low down, because if you imagine you're in your saddle, you want to be able to pull the bottle up and out. So I want it relatively low, so I'm going to mark this with a cross. I'm going to try and get this as nice and central as I can. So mark that up really neatly. Just going to check that. Nice. Okay, so the first step is to take your bottle cage and mark on your frame. I'll just lift this up so you guys can see. So I've done that, masked off, and you can see the marks there. Okay, great. So now that's marked off, I'm now ready to drill. As I mentioned, you want to use a 7mm drill bit, and the 7mm drill bit correlates to the outside diameter of the insert. You don't want to use a 6mm or an 8mm. 6mm will be too tight and you'll end up splitting the bamboo, and an 8mm will be too loose and it's not going to bond very well. So you need a 7mm drill bit, okay? That's really important. Right, so I'm going to take my drill now, and I'm going straight in with the 7mm. If you're a bit less confident, you can pilot it first, but I like to just go in with the right drill size, and it can just then drill really nicely. And I'm just going to drill this in. So this is always the nervous part. That's one hole done. Okay. Second hole. So that's my 2 holes done, okay? And now once I've done this, I'm going to remove some of the masking tape so that I can see the hole. Because these little inserts have got a lip on, I don't want to glue the lip over the masking tape. I want the lip to actually go on the bamboo. So you want to remove the tape now. Okay. And then just test the fit, and that's fitting nicely. Okay, nice and not too tight, but not too loose. That's exactly how you want it. Okay. So if you're just joining, this is a workshop Wednesday. It's a live workshop. It will be available for viewing afterwards. And what I'm showing today is how to fit a bottle rack, or a bottle cage rather, to your frame. So I've already drilled out and masked up the areas. The next step we're going to do now is I'm just going to clean this down, and then I'm going to take some gloves, so just some standard gloves. Probably you've got loads at home now with the pandemic as it is. So gloves on, and I've got some old laser cutting bits from laser cutting jigs, which I'm going to use to mix the glue. So any old sticks or lollipop sticks or whatever you've got to mix the glue. Then I'm going to take the syringe glue, and I'm going to squeeze out a bit onto this paper. And you just need a tiny amount here. You can see how small these are. You don't need loads of glue. You don't want to waste it. Pop the cap back on here, and then I'm going to mix this glue up thoroughly. It's an epoxy based glue I'm using. So if you don't mix the glue, and this goes for any building phase of what you're doing, if you don't mix the glue, it won't set. It's a chemical reaction. It's a 2-part process, but combine it in a chemical reaction. And if the mix isn't done correctly, it will never ever set. So you just want to mix that thoroughly before using. Okay, so I've given that a good mix. What I like to do is I like to put my fittings into the inserts first. So I've got some extra long M5 bolts here. So you could use your bottle holder fittings. What that does is it keeps the thread clean inside, and then it means that my hands aren't touching the area that needs to be glued. I'm holding onto the bolt. Okay. And then I'm going to take the glue, and I'm just going to liberally place that around the insert. Okay. So just all the way around, and then just insert that into the frame, like so. And I'm just going to clean away any excess glue. Same with this one. just pop the glue on here. And it's the same principle if you're doing the seat tube or anywhere else you want to put inserts. So for example, if you want to put inserts along the top tube, you'd use this technique, okay? I know people that are into gravel riding now want to put inserts almost everywhere. I think we had one guy the other week that put them on his chain stays so that he could carry luggage on them. So with this technique, you can pretty much put them everywhere. Okay, so once that's glued in, I've got a bit of electrical tape, and as that sets, that's going to take a few hours, it's going to take about 20 minutes to half an hour to set fully with this type of glue. So what I'm going to do is while it's set, I'll just take my gloves off. So if you're just joining, this is a session about bottle holders, how to fit bottle holders. So what I've done is I've drilled and I've inserted the fittings, and I'm now, final step I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some electrical tape, and as this dries I'm going to add a little bit of compression on the actual insert, and what that will do is just help it to bond in better, and where there's a little at the top of the rivet where there's a little shoulder, that's going to join better to the bamboo and seal. So that is basically that. And then I'll leave that for the next half an hour, and then I can fit the bottle holder straight in. If you're not using the bottle holders, leave the fixings in with a little bit of grease, because that will keep it all sealed so you won't get any water going in. And that's pretty much it. If you're really prepared when you're doing a build, you can do this before you glue the tube up. So if you're building at home, you could set all this up before and then you wouldn't have to drill afterwards. That's another tip if you are building at home. I'm never that prepared, so if you're really, really prepared, you could re-drill all of these into the tubings that you're using. So I think that's it for today. So that's a quick workshop Wednesdays. That just covered how to fit and install bottle cages. Okay, so thank you ever so much for joining us. Please add a comment, or if you'd like to see another workshop. I think someone today asked to do a jig workshop. So if you're interested in another kind of workshop, do get in touch. Thanks again for joining us. I'll be live again next Wednesday. And if you want to see any of the other videos, there's all tutorials. Last week we did internal cabling. Do tune in. Okay, cheers.